If you traveled far enough in space, straight in one direction, for billions and billions of years, where would you end up? Would you eventually hit a wall, an edge, some kind of cosmic boundary? It's a question that has puzzled humanity for centuries. And according to modern science, the answer is a mind-bending no. The universe has no edge at all. And that simple fact completely rewrites our fundamental understanding of reality. Our brains are hardwired to think in terms of limits and boundaries. We see them everywhere in our daily lives. Every road we travel eventually comes to an end. Every ocean has a shore. Even the sky has a limit at the top of our atmosphere. So, naturally, we project this experience onto the cosmos. We assume the universe must also have some kind of final frontier, a wall at the very end of everything. But this is what we could call the edge illusion. Space, it turns out, just doesn't behave like anything we experience here on Earth. The rules are different out there, and our intuition, which is built for survival on a small planet, often fails us when we try to grasp the sheer scale and nature of the universe. To understand why there's no edge, we have to let go of our earthly assumptions and embrace a completely new way of thinking about space itself. So, here's the first major twist. The universe is expanding. We've known this for about a century. We can see distant galaxies rushing away from us. But here's the part that really messes with your head. The universe is an expanding asterisk into some vast, empty void that was already there. It's not like a bomb exploding in an empty room. Instead, space itself is what's expanding. The very fabric of reality is stretching. Imagine every single point in space is moving away from every other point. It's a universal, simultaneous expansion. This means there is no center to the universe, no single point from which everything is expanding away. From any galaxy, it would look like all other galaxies are moving away from you. You'd feel like you were the center. But so would an observer in a galaxy a billion light-years away. No center means no special location. And if there's no center, there can be no outer edge or boundary that surrounds it. The expansion is happening everywhere, all at once. To make this a little easier to visualize, let's use a classic analogy, the balloon. Imagine you have a balloon, and you draw a bunch of little dots all over its surface. Now, start inflating the balloon. As it gets bigger, what happens to the dots? First, you'll notice that every dot is moving away from every other dot. Pick any dot, and it will seem like all the others are rushing away from it. Second, there is no center of the expansion on the surface of the balloon. The center is inside the balloon, in a dimension the dots can't access. Third, and most importantly, the two-dimensional surface of the balloon has no edge. A little ant walking on the surface could walk forever and never fall off. It would never hit a wall. It could just keep going and going. Now, take that two-dimensional surface and imagine it's our three-dimensional universe. We are like the ants on the surface, living within a reality that is finite but has no boundary. It's a closed system, expanding in a higher, unseen dimension. But what about the Big Bang? Doesn't an explosion imply a center point where it all started? This is another common misconception. The Big Bang wasn't an explosion asterisk in asterisk space. It was the explosion asterisk of asterisk space. It didn't happen at one specific spot in a pre-existing emptiness. It happened everywhere, all at once. In the very beginning, every single location in the entire universe we see today, your home, the Earth, the Andromeda Galaxy, the most distant quasars, was all compressed together into an incredibly hot, dense state. There was no outside to the Big Bang. The universe didn't explode outward into nothingness. Instead, the universe itself, from every single point within it, began to expand. So, there was no single origin point you could travel back to and say, this is where it all began. The beginning was everywhere. So, if the universe is expanding, does that mean it's infinite? This is where things get even more interesting. It's possible, we really don't know for sure. What we can see is what's called the observable universe. This is a sphere around us, about 93 billion light-years in diameter. Its boundary is defined by the speed of light and the age of the universe. It is the region of space from which light has had enough time to reach us since the Big Bang. But what lies beyond that horizon? Is it just more of the same? More galaxies, more stars, more clusters, stretching on forever and ever? This is the idea of an infinite universe. In this model, space has no curvature and just goes on endlessly in all directions. If this is the case, then of course there's no edge, because you can't have an edge to something that's infinite. You could travel in one direction forever and you just keep encountering more universe. But even if the universe is an infinite, even if it is finite like the surface of our balloon, you would still never find an edge. Let's imagine you get in a spaceship capable of traveling at the speed of light. You pick a direction and you just go. Your mission: find the edge of space. The problem is, while you're traveling, space itself is expanding. And for distant regions of space, that expansion is happening faster than the speed of light. That doesn't violate Einstein's theory, because it's space itself that's stretching, not an object moving through space. This means that as you travel, new space is literally being created ahead of you faster than you can cross it. It's like trying to run to the horizon. No matter how fast you run, the horizon always recedes. In the cosmos, this isn't just an illusion. You are genuinely fighting against the creation of space-time itself. There is no finish line. There is no cosmic border patrol waiting for you at the end. The journey would never, ever end. So what does this all mean for our place in reality? This idea of a universe without an edge is profound. If there is no edge, it means there is no center of creation. There is no special location in the cosmos. Our planet, our solar system, our galaxy, they aren't privileged. We're not in the middle of everything, but we're also not near the end. We just are. It also means there is no outside to the universe. You can't ask what's outside the universe, because the universe is, by definition, everything that exists. It's not a container sitting in something else. Asking what's outside is like asking what's north of the North Pole. The question itself doesn't make sense within the framework of our reality. We exist within a self-contained, expanding system where concepts like edge and outside simply do not apply. This single idea universe without limits reshapes everything we thought we knew. It redefines our understanding of physics, of time, and of existence itself. The universe isn't a box that holds all the stars and galaxies. The universe is the box, and the box is growing. It's a dynamic, evolving fabric of space-time that contains all of reality. There is no frame of reference outside of it. The laws of physics aren't rules imposed from some external place. They are the inherent properties of the fabric of space-time itself. We're not just passengers in the cosmos, we are woven into its very structure. This shift in perspective is as revolutionary as realizing the Earth is round, not flat. It forces us to confront the true, mind-boggling nature of our existence. Ultimately, the reason the universe doesn't end is simple. It doesn't need to. Our human need for boundaries and endings doesn't apply to the cosmos. There are no walls, no borders, no final edge to reach. There is just endless space, constantly stretching, constantly evolving, and carrying us along with it. We are inside this incredible, boundless reality, forever moving, forever expanding, but never, ever reaching an end. And in that infinite, edgeless expanse lies the true wonder of the cosmos. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey to the gnawing edge of the universe, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the cosmos.